Hello, and welcome to Perennial by Breogán and Hackett. So this game isn't technically finished yet. It's version 0.9, so almost there, but not exactly finished. I thought the game looked interesting and wanted to give it a crack for our spooky game month. There's a little write-up on the itch.io page to give us some background on what we're doing, a little description of the game, give us that delicious lore that we crave, that we require. So Perennial is a survival horror game about being chased by the shadow you see out of the corner of your eye. When you look behind you on a dark night. The story of the game. Every summer, when you were a kid, you would like to hike up to the Four-Lake Park with your parents. Recently, you realized you hadn't been there in 12 years. You decided to go camping alone. You set up camp near the watchtower and made a fire with 5 logs, then went fishing and caught dinner. You fell asleep, exhausted from the hike. You woke up around 4 a.m., however. You felt an unearthly chill fill your body. Something was at the door of the tent, silently watching you sleep, its eyes 2 piercing points of light. A second later, it was gone. You don't feel safe. Maybe you can head to the watchtower and get help, or at least feel safer. So it's time to do some scary stuff in the woods, it would seem. So let's... Oh, it gives you the story here. Oh, I didn't realize. Also gives us controls, which is useful because, yeah, sometimes I struggle with understanding the basics of the video game. So we have a flashlight. We can turn the flashlight on and off. The itch.io page says that it doesn't affect gameplay. Maybe it's just here to make us feel better. Yeah, we don't have time to pack it up. Is that a cursor? Yeah, there's just a little cursor in the middle of the screen. I don't know if that shows up in the video or not. All right, so we want to go towards the watchtower. So we need to make our way to the watchtower. If we collect 5 logs and find a camp, like a little fire thing, we can save our game and we'll be fine. Apparently you're safe around campfires. Can we run? We can run. Cool. So apparently the monster in this game is very good at hiding, very good at sneaking up on you. So we're gonna have to be very careful. Now, I don't feel safe going up this watchtower. There's not another way down. We don't seem to be able to jump, so perhaps going up here was a bad idea, but this was the first place the game told us to go to. Oh. The game told us to come here, so maybe it's safe. I don't know if this game works on logic of we have to activate the monster first. Like perhaps once we go in here, the monster spawned in the world, or if the monster's already out there doing stuff. I need to kind of catch my breath. I'm spooking myself out. So let's read the note. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. We can see something's watching. So whoever was here, they got, it would seem. So yeah, we'll pick up our compass. We'll pick up the map. And I guess we can now use the map tab. Does this show? Okay, we can see where the watchtower is. We can see where our camp is. What are we trying to do? We're trying to leave, probably. We just ran up here. I guess I could probably read this and figure out where I'm leaving. I have a key to the old caretaker shed. Get to the gatehouse. Oh, I hear sounds. It's probably not good. Okay, so I need to read this note to know what's up. But we also need to pay attention to the sounds of the game because we don't want the monsters to sneak up on us and get us. Okay, key to the caretaker shed. There's a master key left. If I get that to the gate. Okay, so it doesn't say exactly where they're going. I had to read this a couple times just to make sure, just because I guess my reading comprehension's gotten bad as I've gotten older. Okay, so there's a key out there somewhere that we want, and we'll make our way out there. And there's a monster out there who's apparently very, very sneaky, very sly, will sneak up on us with little warning. So where exactly should we be going? They have the key to the caretaker's shed, so maybe we should just walk around and see what's up. I don't know how much of this game will actually play. I don't know if we'll finish it. The runtime for the game says it's about 30 minutes long, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it because these are the kind of things that seem pretty scary. So we'll see. Oh my god, the way things spawn in, it's so scary. Now I don't know, just the way that as you walk down, the way things pop in, it's very spooky. So this kind of like low poly aesthetic is so good for horror, just because there's a level of abstraction that like, like, oh, these trees, like, we can tell they're trees, obviously, but also like for a second when your brain's trying to figure it out, it's like, well, what if it's not a tree? What if it's something else? Now, the game did a good job of spooking me out about the monster, because they're like, oh yeah, the monsters can just sneak up on you. There is a little description in the on the itch.io page telling you how the monster works. I didn't open that because I didn't want to be spoiled, because if I know how the monster works, then it's going to lose all of its power over me. Oh my god. Well, I say that, but I think we get the gist. We've seen the monster. Assuming there's only one, we'll be fine. Is it just as long as we're looking at it, we're good? Like we're at the beginning of the game, so if it gets us, if it gets us, it's fine, because we haven't made a terrible amount of progress. Can you get me? I'm not sure if it is. I'm not sure if it's like it is this tree, like it disguised itself as a tree because like got too close to us, like it has to sneak up on us from behind. Perhaps that's the deal. Or if it's like no longer that tree, if it like disguises itself as trees. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that this is the monster currently. Like we saw it happen. But I'm guessing if we get too far away, it'll warp away and try and like sneak up behind us. I'm guessing this was just the game's way of warning us. Guessing if we get too far away, that's when the tree will disappear. I'm not sure if I'm looking at the map, if eventually it'll just like warp away and I'll be like, oh fuck, we're screwed. We need logs to make the campfire. Yeah, let's just test how this monster works. Tree is still there. So I'm not sure if like the tree is like a disguise, like if you see it, like it can't get you. If that's the deal. Or if like when it finds a tree, it there's a log off in the distance. If when it becomes a tree, it's actually warping away. I heard something actually. I didn't actually see it all that much. So I'm guessing it's trying to loop behind us because it seems like when we see it, it has to stop. There's plenty of scary monsters that do that, and I probably shouldn't be walking backwards. Because, there's logs over there. I want the logs. Because the logs allow us to save our game. But we know the monster's off in that direction. So at the moment... Oh, nope, I saw that. At the moment, I feel safe doing this. And it does seem like it just becomes a tree whenever it gets too close to us. So as long as we can see it, we're totally fine. And luckily, our map doesn't screw us over. And, checking the map probably isn't super useful for me because I've been walking backwards. I'm not exactly sure where we're going. I wonder what those gray blotches on the map are. Like, I'm guessing that's just out of bounds since, the surrounding map is gray. God, I hope there's only one monster. Because if there's one monster, then we found the strat. As long as we just keep backing up like this, it should be good unless it, like, tries to circle around. If it tries to circle around, then the strategy will not work. I'm also not sure about the monster's move speed. I'm assuming that the monster is probably faster than us. I'm guessing it's the kind of thing where we're going to have to see the monster. Oh, shit. We're going to have to see the monster before... I saw that. We're going to have to see the monster before it sees us. Because if it's coming behind us and I don't like notice and stop it, we're probably in trouble. Also, I'm not sure which one of these trees is the monster. Probably not good. There is another log over there. But, why risk it? Not exactly sure where we're going because I don't believe that the note said exactly where they were going. They said something about the caretaker key, but they didn't say like, we can assume that they were going to the shed if they had the key. So maybe we should just head over there and we'll find the key. But I've been walking backwards for a while, so I'm not exactly sure where I'm going. Oh no, I've cornered myself. I could turn around, see what's up, but instead I'm just going to, I'm going to safely walk this way. And it's fine. Maybe this isn't, maybe this isn't a I don't want to say incorrect way to play the game. Maybe this isn't in the spirit of the game to pin down the monster like this and just to pin down the monster, I would just sit there and stare at it, which is a bad plan when there's only one of us and it's apparently 4 a.m. We'll fall asleep. Well, 4 a.m. If you can stay awake for 2 hours or so, like I'm assuming the sun will be up. So if you think you could stay up for no, I saw you, buddy. If you think you can stay up, it'll be fine. But like if it. Depending on when the sun comes up, that could be a terrible, terrible strategy. But like maybe it isn't super like, this is a scary game. The monster's supposed to probably come up behind you and get you. That's what the monster is going to want to do. That's how the monster will get us. But at the moment, I kind of have it locked down as long as it keeps trying to approach us in the same way. The second it tries to start like circling, if it tries to circle around us, then we're screwed because like, I'm walking backwards, so I'm not sure exactly how it tries to approach us. Like, I either really lucked out at the beginning there and like, oh, the monster approached me and now I've just kind of been able to, deal with it in my own special way. Or if, the monster is like randomly thrown into the world and I just kind of lucked out that it approached me. I'm not exactly sure. But horror games are supposed to be scary, but you can't help. It's a weird thing with video games, because you can play video games, so many different ways. And, a horror game, we're playing a horror game because we want to get scared. We want to have a good, scary time. But as players, it's like we can't help but like try and figure out the best way to play a game. So, like a lot of players will end up doing things that aren't exactly fun when they play a game. Like, they'll figure out like, oh, if I do this combination, this deals the most damage. And then they just do that for the rest of the game or whatever. Let's just say per game. Sure. And they'll just do that for the rest of the game and, it's fine. It's like, okay, I found like the optimum thing to do. I don't know which campfire we're at. So we'll just keep going. Why not? Is this another log? I'm not sure. But apparently the monster won't approach campfires. We seem to be at one of the lakes. So we should be safe while we're right here. That being said, I'm also worried if the monster just kind of like fucked off while I wasn't looking at it, which will have like just ruined my strategy. And also get into what I was saying. I'm guessing, those pink lines are probably the gates. So we're probably, I can't actually put my cursor on screen. And I was like, I can't put my cursor on screen, so I'll point, but that doesn't work any better. Not very smart. Okay, but we're like on the left side of the map, there's like a gray circle above one of the lakes. We're probably at that campfire. So we want to go up and to the right. We want to go back the way we came and take a right at the fork across a bridge. All right. That's what we want to do. I don't know if... I'm so used to moving backwards. I'm not sure if the monster will have moved, but we can assume, even if it hasn't, as long as I keep my back to... Take a log to keep my back to this thing. It won't be able to circle up behind me, and we'll be safe. But which is maybe antithetical to like how you should be playing this game. Maybe I should be running away and like see, like it almost got me. I turned my back for 1 second, and it got so close to me. It gives you a good audio cue when you're looking at it because it makes like a noise, like it's maybe the monster's yelling or something. Maybe that's the sound of it transforming. Hard to say. But when it was behind us, like it got so close to us before I noticed. So maybe just walking backwards is the best strategy. Now, is this the way you're supposed to play the game? Maybe if you want to win, but is this the scariest way to play it? Now, I'm still pretty scared of the monster. I mean, it's lost a lot of its power over me because we've seen the monster. We don't know what happens when it touches us. I assume it's just like an instant death. We don't know what kind of like death screen it will do. So, it still has that advantage over us. And I'm trying to back up onto this thing. Hey, 1 second, buddy. I just wanted to look behind me. So, it still scares me because it comes out of the darkness. And I got to point at it even though I'm like, seeing it already. Actually, before we get too far away, I'm actually going to scoot up closer to it. Hey, buddy. Just give me a moment. Let's check my map. We want to go to... the right, like behind us. All right, okay. Because wait, that is the we're going towards the caretaker. So yeah, like, players will find the best way to play a game, and that won't always be the most fun way. Am I saying what I'm doing is not fun? I'm still having a good time, like, trying to play keep away with this monster. Just I've kind of found a way that we could game it a little bit now. Now that I'm running backwards, though. Oh, see, running backwards, actually, I was like, oh, we figured it out. I'll just run backwards. But in running backwards, it was able to loop behind. So I'm guessing it doesn't exactly play like there must be multiple monsters. There has to be multiple monsters, or either when we cross that bridge, it warped. It must be able to do something like that. So when it touches us, we get covered in dirt and stuff. Oh, you will not die. You will live on as a plant lives on. Oh, I understand now. I didn't understand that. Photosynthesis, as do plants. Okay, well, cool. They just turned us into a plant, baby. That's fine. I don't mind. Don't mind that. Plants are cool. Plants don't have to go to work. This is a sweet gig. Thank you, scary shadow monster. There are worse fates. I think that tree's it. I'm not entirely sure. The trees don't tend to be in the path, so we can assume for the most part, if we see a tree in a path, it's probably the monster. I'm not sure if the monster's location will reset upon reloading the save. Not exactly sure. But when I ran away from it, when I ran away, either there's another monster or it can warp to some degree. When I ran, maybe it was like, because I got far away enough from it, it could do something we didn't see previously when we were walking. So I'm guessing the best way to play this game, and maybe not the most interesting way, is just to walk backwards in the way I have, just kind of slowly making our way to our goal, and just doing it this way. Now, something happened when we got over here. I'm not sure if a second one showed up, if this one can warp, or what the hubbub is. Maybe the fact that I ran gave it time to like do some weirdo stuff. I got enough distance from it so it could circle around. Not exactly sure. I mean, a strategy could also be to, oh, no, that's not a good strategy. I was like, a good strategy could be if I just keep spinning around in circles. But no, that's actually very hard to do, because I was just like, oh yeah, I just move the mouse in one direction and I'll be fine. But no, that doesn't work, because then I'd have to kind of carousel my fingers around the WASD keys, and that'd probably get a little tiring. So, God, I want to get some logs, but I should probably go for some logs. I feel like the monster's probably trying to get behind us. Nope, it's still coming from us. Just because it was like we hadn't seen it in just a moment, so I was like, it's probably trying to get a fast one on me. But no. So I'm guessing, yeah, maybe just when we ran, we gave it time to we got far enough away to warp, or perhaps running away. I don't know, just signals it in some way that walking doesn't. Hard to say. Also not sure if I'm going the right way. It's been this one path. I don't think we've had another branch since we crossed the bridge, so we should be fine. I'm not sure where the monster is. It's probably off in this direction. Probably safe to pick up a log. Oh yeah, we got her back to the water. Oh buddy. Okay, cool. Good. So we can probably be pretty sure that if we see a tree in a path, it's probably the monster. Oh, and I'm bumping into something, so don't know. Oh, there's a bridge here. I will just back up on the bridge. Maybe the monster will approach. Maybe it won't. Oh no, that's actually a bad. I was like, oh, we'll be safe, but no, this isn't. A bridge isn't actually safe because it could come. Oh, there you are. Thank God. When I can see you, I don't have to. It's not as scary. So I think we're at that first bridge. So we don't want to cross the bridge. We just want to keep going this way, assuming I know where we are on the map. So what I was saying, with players, I think I made my point. Obviously people will find ways to play games that optimize. They'll find the best ways to play, regardless if it's the most fun way to play. And so a lot of games have to do things where it's we have to force people to not do this, or maybe incentivize different ways to play the game. Now with this game, I'm not exactly sure like the developer seems to have done have made a lot of interesting looking games. Like I only browsed their itch.io page, but a lot of the games, like looking through, I was like, ooh, that sounds fun. A lot of them that I will probably go play after this month's over. Just because it's not the spooky month anymore doesn't mean I can't continue to enjoy spooky stuff. But ultimately, I decided on this game out of their other I was gonna say repertoire, and then I was like, no, that doesn't sound right. Like library, like the other games they had developed. I decided this one because this one sounded pretty scary. And yeah, it is. Especially if you weren't playing it in this cowardly way that I am. But I am interested to know, like, if the monster's tracking, like, exactly what is happening there. Because I thought the way they describe, like, the monster doesn't give a lot of audio cues and kind of sneaks up behind you. I was worried about it, like, kind of circling around us a lot, but it seems to, like, have a range. Like, once we see it and it turns into a tree, it seems like once we get far away, and we have to get far away enough from it for it to, like, return into the thing, and then it seems to just start gunning for us again. I'm not sure if the fact that I'm walking backwards is somehow confusing its AI, or if it just does straight up dart for you. I'm guessing there is a little bit more at work there. Maybe I'm getting just far enough away from it that it thinks it can dart to me. Because when we ran, it warped behind me. Like whether if that's it circled behind. Like if it literally warped, if it's just very fast when it's off screen, it's hard to say. We haven't seen it in a while, so I'm getting a little nervous. We seem to be in a pretty, like, solid path, so we should be fine. And since you're right there, let's just get you firmly on screen. Where are we at the moment? We're going to need to take a right at some point. Hope I haven't gone too far. I'm not entirely sure. I would like to get to the next part of the game before we like call it quits or anything. Because I don't think I'm going to manage to do this, especially at this very slow rate I'm going. Maybe it'd be better if I just turned around and just booked it. Maybe that'd be a better thing to do. But that we've seen that's probably going to get me got. I mean, to be fair, I guess I was running backwards. Maybe running forwards would work a little better. Not entirely sure. I kind of want to I just want to put my back up against the wall and just kind of sidle along, just because that feels like the safest thing to do. But that would probably, like, this, what I'm currently doing, probably not the most fun thing to watch. But damn, I do not want to turn my back to this monster, because I was talking about the thing with players, and, like, it's a difficult thing to figure out. How do you incentivize people to play differently? I guess the incentive for this would be it'd be quicker. But just like, there's a scary monster here. I don't know if I'm going the right way anymore. There's a scary monster here. I don't want to, like, turn around, because if I turn around and I know it's over here. So if I turn around, like, it could sneak up behind me, and it sucks because it's like, as I've said, I obviously am aware of, like, I'm probably not playing this in the most fun way, but my survival lizard brain's like, no, I don't want to turn around. I don't want the monster to come and get me, even though living as a plant would probably be pretty sweet. Photosynthesis, you get to make sugar out of sunlight. It's a pretty sweet deal. I was going to say, I guess our Earth is dying thanks to capitalism. So perhaps I'll just end up burning to death. But I mean, as a human being, that's still going to happen to me. So maybe, plant wouldn't be so bad. Plants typically can't play video games, though, so maybe that is a fate I would like to avoid, now that I think about it. So I'm just not exactly sure, because a bridge. The hell's there a bridge? Oh no, I must have gone the wrong way. I turned off my flashlight accidentally. Apparently the flashlight doesn't. Oh wait, there's a gate on this bridge. Hey, buddy, stop that. There's a gate on this bridge. Let's see, where on this map is there a bridge with a gate? I don't see a single bridge gate combo anywhere here. So I'm not exactly sure where we are right now. Well, I guess I'll just continue walking backwards off in a direction, hoping for the best. It does seem like there's only one monster, though. I was worried once we crossed the bridge we were entering, like, a new part of the world, and, like, maybe a second monster spawned in. Or something along those lines. But no, it does seem like there's only one monster. Damn, I'm worried about it, because now we're in a more of an open space. Like it could come from like the left or the right. That's what I'm ultimately worried about. If it starts trying to pincer us, or if it starts trying to like circle around, because at the moment it's just darting straight for us. And I'm guessing that there's more at work with how the monster works. Like, obviously we got very, very lucky early on. And or, the game is literally just designed so, hey, the monster approaches you, so you kind of get an idea of how it works. But I have to assume that there's more to the monster's internal logic than, oh, it's a weird, scary shadow thing, and once you see it, it turns into a tree. Because like, on the page you're like, hey, if you don't get how the monster works, there's a little like spoiler tab or whatever where you can like read how the monster works and make yourself less scared or whatever. But like, if it is just like, hey, it's gonna gun straight for you, like it doesn't seem like that'd be worth like the write up. I feel like this I might have done like a complete circle. Like, let's see, I don't think park benches are mapped. I just noticed that there's like a little island with a gray mark on it. I don't know what that is. Park benches don't seem to be marked on the map, so I'm not exactly sure where I am. I feel like this is where we started, like the bridge we crossed. That's just a gut feeling though. I have no idea. Maybe I should be consulting my compass, but I'm a bad directions boy, so that probably wouldn't help me all that much. So we'll just keep doing it. So I'm not exactly sure. I assume there's more to the monster. Perhaps after the next time we die, we'll check it out. Like, I definitely want to check it out before we end this video. Just learn about the monsters, how it ticks. I would love to know. Definitely not while we're playing, and or, maybe if we die again, just so we can arm ourselves with knowledge, and then give it a crack. Because I'm just I am interested in how it works. But also, like, this isn't, I'm guessing maybe they expect people to figure out like, oh, if you just walk backwards like this, the monster, hey, can't get you. So maybe that's why they have the write-up like, hey, if you don't understand how the monster works and you're not having fun, you can check that out. Not to say that I'm not having fun, but at the moment, I think I have worked out a way that I will probably continue to play the game in this manner, and I don't feel like this is probably the way that you're supposed to play it. And that's what all that ranting and raving has been about, is just to get at, like, I feel like this might be a disingenuous way to play the game. I'm robbing myself of the experience. But also, I've been a little bit of a chicken. Do not want to turn around and just leave my back unprotected, because otherwise I'm just going to play this game by, you saw how I was playing it at the very, very beginning when we were going to the watchtower. I just kept looking over my shoulder, and I'm not sure if that's any more interesting than me just walking backwards, just kind of stopping the monster every few moments. But also, this is probably not a winning strategy. Like, it's a not losing strategy at the moment, because we've been able to stop the monster, all of their approaches. I get so worried whenever like I go behind a tree and my vision gets obscured. I worry that it's going to somehow take advantage of that. I don't feel like this is a winning strategy though. Like, I don't feel like, as long as I'm vigilant, we won't lose. But I don't feel like this is a strategy that will end up in me finding the places we're supposed to get to and understanding everything. Because right now I'm kind of just bumbling backwards. So I don't feel like if I keep doing this, I will eventually just like, oh, yay, I found the keys and I was able to get out of the park, or, however this game ends, maybe you still die by the monster. Who's to say? Who knows? At the rate I'm playing, what I was saying earlier with, oh, well, you just sit in front of the thing and just watch it until morning. The way I'm playing, just walking very slowly backwards through a park, the sun will probably just come up and the monster will have to go away. Who's to say? Who knows how the monster works? I don't actually know if we can pause the game. We can bring up the map, but the world still seems to continue while we have our map out. If I hit escape, is the game I don't know if this is a real pause or not. It says pause, so we can assume that the word paused being on screen, that the game isn't lying to us and it is actually paused. God, I feel like I'm probably just going around in circles. I'm trying to think if there's anything more I want to say, because I think I'm just going to cut away until I make it to where I need to be going. In fact, I'm actually going to go the other way, because I feel like I've been this way before. Probably not the way that you're supposed to play. In fact, you know what? I'm going to look up how the monster works. Let's look up how the monster works together, because I was just gonna cut away, but I want to know. It's not that I'm not having fun. I just I'm gonna keep playing it this way. The monster turns into a tree, just like any other tree on the map. After you look at it, the more times you spot the monster, the longer it takes to change into a tree, and the higher. Oh, okay. So actually, what I'm doing is a very bad idea, because like the monster has been like slowly getting like closer to us, and I wondered about that. It's just taking a while for it to realize, but that's actually part of the game. Like, the first time we saw it, we only saw it for a split second, but now like it's changing. It's taking longer to change. So I'm guessing doing this strategy, eventually the monster's just gonna like be upon you, and it's like, oh, it doesn't care that you're looking at it. I was hoping they would say a bit more of like it's like tracking AI, because that's what I'm interested in. Because obviously it can do something to circle around us. We haven't we only had that one instance where I was like running backwards and it managed to circle around us. It seems like if you get farther away, it starts to try and like get around you. But if you just kind of like walk away from it, it just darts straight for you. So I'm guessing that this just isn't a sustainable strategy, because A, either I mess up eventually, or B, based on how it says the game works, it just gets behind you. Yeah, cause see, it's still pretty far away from us, but this just isn't a sustainable thing to keep doing. That's good to know. But I just don't want to turn my back to it. This feels like the safe way to do it. Obviously, if this were the real life, and a thing ran at you and turned into a tree, my mind wouldn't go to, oh yes, monster that, it can't be, when it sees you, or when you see it, it can't continue to exist. Yes, I understand. I'll apply monster logic to it. It'd probably be like, oh no, oh lord, that thing turned into a tree, I'm going to run. It would probably be the real reaction. Oh, that stutter scared the shit out of me. So we've made it to something. I don't know exactly what. I am gonna, wait for the monster, even though we've just learned that that's a bad idea. I think I saw lights off in the distance. Because we heard, that was probably just a leaf falling. We heard, the more times it turns into a tree, the better it, or the closer it'll just get to us every single time. What is that? That's probably a dead person or something. So this is probably not the smartest, but I figure, I've got my back to a wall. We'll either have to approach from one of the sides. When it does that, we'll have that bastard then. It said something about a key, and I want the key, but I don't want to look. I don't want to look away. Damn. I don't want to look away from. Okay, let's. Oh, I made the door noise. There's the key. Cool. Key. Open door. Open door. Please open. Let's close the door. I don't know if the monster will come into the building, if it'll just wait for us to come outside. I don't know if the monster will wait for us to come outside, if it can come into the building, if it'll open the door, come through a window or something, or if it just stays away from the thing. Okay, so we're at the caretaker. We just got the master key, which I think they said goes to the admin building, although we could assume master key probably opens everything. I definitely hear a rattling around. Maybe it's running around the building or something, waiting for us to leave. Okay, so if the monster is, we have to, what I'm thinking is we're going to need to go back down that way we came, across a bridge to get to the admin building, because I think the note said something about the admin building. The monster hasn't come into the room yet. You can actually see out the windows. That's cool. So I'm thinking it can't come into the room, but I've also just been sitting in the corner and just chilling. And assuming that it can't Mr. X just bust through a wall and grab us, we've kind of got it. It can't get in here. We're looking at the thing. If it approached, it would stop right there, and it would be bad for it. Person model's good. So I'm not sure what we should actually... Well, I know what we should do. I should leave this place. We should attempt to cross the park. And we're going across the whole damn thing. And, not get got by a monster in the process. That's what we're going to be doing. It says that the monster makes minimal audio cues. Oh my god, that's going to make me dizzy. Makes minimal audio cues when you're not looking at it. And you know what? I'm just going to walk backwards again. Probably not smart, but it makes me feel safe. And also, I appreciate that when the monster gets you, it's just over. There isn't a big scary sound. It doesn't jump on screen or anything. Just because it makes it feel very sudden. And also just the loud noise. My poor little heart went there. Oh my god, I'm so happy to see you. My poor little heart couldn't take it. Okay, so monster's there. I assume I am walking. Oh shit, I'm probably actually walking towards that campfire, which isn't exactly the direction I wanted to go. But I guess we're going that way now because, well, we have 5 logs. We might as well save the game. We got the key. We made some bit of progress. I'm not exactly sure how long we'll keep this up. I assume this will be a campfire. Yep, we've hit a campfire. Let's light the fire. We'll save our game. Hoofa doofa. Oh boy. All right, so we're like, we're in that top right campfire. We need to go back the way we came, down the path, and go like all the way down. Whatever. Okay, so we know the monster's off in this direction. We've just saved. I'm gonna be slightly braver than I was previously. I'm gonna run straight forward. I'm going to turn around every once in a while, just be like, up, just keep going. And I think, the way I was playing it previously, obviously very cowardly. I was, I'm not gonna pretend that what I was doing was brave. I feel like, that. Oh shit! You got so close to me, dog. I feel like I don't want y'all to think like, oh yes, of course, I'm so brave. Look at me, very cowardly playing this game. But I also probably shouldn't just keep like, oh shit, hey, shouldn't keep like, like, oh well, what I'm doing is very cowardly, etc., etc. Because that's, I'm just things scary. You shouldn't run backwards. I've learned my lesson, and by I learned my lesson, I mean I've learned literally nothing. Since I keep running backwards. God, I want to see them. I don't want to see the monster again because it seems to be getting very close to us. I don't want to see the monster because it keeps getting very close to us. But also, okay, so it's off in that direction. Let me actually run backwards so we can collect our logs. So if we make it to another save, we'll be good. Now let's fucking book it. But not book it too far because we do have our back against a thing now. Oh, I fell into the water. I figured that we couldn't fall into the water. I figured there'd be like an invisible wall there. Damn. Water fills our lungs. Yeah, so you can just drown in this game, I suppose. I didn't consider that, but I guess that was always an option, I suppose. All right. Let's take one more crack at this. I don't think we're gonna do this because I don't know how much game there is. Like it says it's 30 minutes. Like obviously I've been playing it very slowly, so I imagine I'm not, despite the fact I think I've been recording for like 40 minutes if I had to guess. I think that's what I see out of the corner of my eye, but I could be wrong. Monster came from this way last time, but hey, I saw you. Stop it. I think based on the way I've been playing, we've been playing very slowly. I imagine I'm not as far as obviously I've gone over time. I'm over the 30-minute thing. I probably shouldn't put my back to water like I did last time since I just, hey, stop it. I saw you. I haven't seen you that, well, I've actually seen you a lot of times. So actually, oh, no, I'm going to die again. I'm dead again. Also a flaw with walking backwards is you'll fall into the water and die. Yeah, so, because like, I'm not sure, like we have a key. I'm not sure if like now that we have the key, if we just go to the admin house or the admin house, combine admin and the gatehouse, like if we just have to go there or if the game forces you to go to all the buildings. I imagine the game's designed in such a way that forces you to go to all the buildings, especially since the game, like those gates that they have early on that stop you to get from the logging. I'm not sure if this is logging or lodging. I assume it says logging. It looks like 2 G's and not like a DG. So I assume we still have a lot of game left, but let's just. Okay, this is gonna be our last crack at it. I don't think we're going to finish this entire game. This is pretty spooky. I really like the aesthetic of this game. the monster is a bit simpler than I thought it would be. I thought the monster might end up being a little bit more complex since they had the write-up of oh, if you don't get how the monster works, this will tell you. Oh, it got me. And I said that was the last one, but I'm just gonna go again. I really like the aesthetic. The monsters, a very cool shadow design. It's I've seen that kind of design before. That's not to say that I think it's bad or unoriginal. It's a good design. Changing into a tree is very cool, and the fact that it changes into a tree. It if it gets us, it'll turn us into a tree. Very good, on brand. Monster's got its thing. It's got its thing on lock. It's cool. I kind of wish its shadow form. I guess maybe we haven't seen enough of it, because we see the shadow form for a couple seconds at a time. Maybe if we could see it for a little bit longer, I could give a better judgment of its design. Because you're not supposed to see the monster's actual shadow form for very long. So obviously it's just supposed to be a thing that's there and then it's gone, just a split second. The game's about the game's literally the description is about it's about seeing the shadow out of the corner of your eye or whatever, and if that was a sentient malevolent thing trying to get you. So the game's doing that. I feel like it's very much so succeeding on it. But what I was trying to say about the monster design is I wish it was more plant-like to kind of, I guess, finish its thing. Maybe that would be a bad idea though, because then it, right now it's it's a being that does turn into a tree and will turn us. I guess I didn't see it soon enough. It'll turn us into a tree. It turns into a tree. But it looks, I guess, pretty standard, humanoid. It looks like it has big scary horns. But I don't think maybe we see long enough for me to be oh, it's not plant-like enough for me. And also maybe if it was plant-like, then it would just be okay, it's a weird plant shadow. As it is, it's just it's a weird being that has some connection with plants, I suppose. I am interested in the monster's actual AI for pursuing you, because I think we played long enough to determine that oh yes, it definitely what am I trying to say? I think that's it actually. That it will just dart straight for us if we are close enough to it. But I'm interested in how it circles around. Oh, and I'm going the wrong way actually. Hey, Monster, I think I went the wrong way. Can you help me out? I mean, you're not here to help me out. You live in the park, though. You should know your way around. Not our character. Are you the monster? I think you're the monster. I have no clue where I'm going, Monster. I'm so sorry. You should just get me again. I think we want to go this way. No, the monster should be helpful. The monster should help people instead of hurting people. That's my cool opinion. My cool opinion is that the monster should be our friend and actually just do us a solid and show us which way to go in this scary forest. Or maybe the monster is trying to do us a solid, it's trying to turn us into a tree. Hey, so maybe, well, we don't know tree exactly. We saw the other person and they were some weird plant thing. Perhaps it's not like a tree. But they're trying to turn us into a plant. Maybe that's good. Maybe being a plant would be better. Who's to say? I've just kept playing this game instead of giving my final thoughts on it. I think it's interesting. Oh shit! It came around from the other way. I think the way the monster pursues seems very interesting. I would love to know how it circles. Well, not the specifics of how it circles around, but I guess the logic behind when does it circle around? I'm guessing you have to get a certain distance away before it tries to pull a fast one on you. Because when we were just walking backwards, and it would approach us from time to time. Hey, it took you a while there, buddy. It seemed to be getting a little closer to us, but now that we're actively running and doing stuff, it actually seems to have gotten closer to us. There was the time it actually got me. Damn, I don't know which way we want to go. That's fine. We're probably not gonna finish the video game. I've gotten completely turned around. I have no idea where I am anymore. Oh, there's a bridge. I think we wanted to go across a bridge at one point, so I'm going across the bridge. Bye, monster. Oh, hey. Yeah, it just came straight for us. So yeah, I think it's interesting. I think the idea of it, the more you see it, the closer and closer it'll get is very cool. I think that's a great idea to stop people from playing it the way I played the game, because, Definitely not the best way to showcase this game. But I was a scared little baby, and I didn't want to get got by the thing. So I was just trying to protect myself. So yeah, obviously there's a lot of game left there. We completed one of our goals. I assume we'd have to go to the admin place and then logging and then the gatehouse would probably be like the way out. So like one of 5, 1 of 4, depending. So this game, I believe this game is free. Yeah, the game's a name your own price. So you should go if you were frustrated by like, oh, look at this coward baby and the way this coward baby played the game. You can do one better. You can go download the game. It's for free, but you should support it. Throw some money Breogán's way. This game seems very cool. And you can go and you can finish it, and then you can upload your video to YouTube and be like, hey, coward idiot baby, look at me do it and be very brave and cool. And I'll be like, oh damn, I've been owned. And also thank you for supporting the artist, the developer of this game. Yeah, you can't upload your own videos unless you paid for the game. I mean, you can. I'll just I guess not judge in any way, because if you can't afford to go spend money on this game if you can. If not, just download it anyways and play it and do a better job than I did. Be less afraid of the shadow that lives in the corner of your eye, because apparently I'm very, very afraid of it.